I have been a physician for years, and in that time, I have had thousands of conversations with men over 50 about the same three things. Energy that used to be effortless and now has to be chased. Sleep that used to be deep and now feels thin and unsatisfying. And a vitality, a potency, that they can feel slowly stepping back from them, whether they want to admit it or not. Most of those men were told the same things. Exercise more, eat better, take this supplement. And most of them tried. And most of them still felt the same way 2 years later. What nobody told them about was what was happening at night. Because the hours between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. are when your body either restores testosterone, repairs muscle, consolidates deep sleep, and resets your energy systems, or it does not. And for most men over 50, it does not. Not fully, not anymore. Tonight, I am going to tell you about one specific drink made from ingredients you can find in any grocery store for a few dollars, that addresses all three of these problems simultaneously. Not by masking the symptoms, by targeting the exact biological mechanisms that cause them after 50. I will tell you what is in it. I will tell you the science behind why it works. And I will tell you exactly when and how to make it. But first, I need you to understand what is actually happening inside your body after 50. Because once you see it, this drink will make complete sense. What happens to a man's body after 50? That nobody explains. After 50, testosterone does not fall off a cliff all at once. It declines gradually, about 1 to 2% per year, starting around age 30. But at 50, the compounding effect of 20 years of gradual decline becomes something you can feel. Energy requires more effort. Recovery takes longer. Sleep becomes lighter. And that sense of drive, the one that used to wake you up ready, starts requiring more to ignite. But here is what most doctors do not explain. Testosterone decline is only part of the story. The deeper problem is what happens to testosterone at night. Your body produces the majority of its testosterone during sleep. Specifically, during the deep, slow-wave sleep stages that occur in the first few hours after you close your eyes. In young men, these stages are long and uninterrupted. Growth hormone surges. Testosterone synthesis peaks. The body resets completely. After 50, deep sleep stages shorten. They fragment. Men over 50 spend significantly less time in slow-wave sleep than they did at 30, even if total sleep time is the same. And because testosterone production is tethered directly to deep sleep duration, less deep sleep means less testosterone restored overnight. You wake up with lower levels than you should. Day after day, year after year. This is the cycle that drains vitality in men over 50. Poor deep sleep reduces overnight testosterone production. Low testosterone makes sleep lighter and more fragmented, which further reduces testosterone. Around and around. There is a second mechanism running alongside this one. Cortisol, the stress hormone that rises with age, with poor sleep, with the accumulated weight of decades of responsibility. Cortisol and testosterone have a direct inverse relationship. When cortisol is elevated at night, as it chronically is in many men over 50, testosterone synthesis is suppressed. Your body cannot fully restore what the day took from you. Breaking this cycle requires two things happening simultaneously: deeper, more consolidated sleep, and a reduction in the nighttime cortisol that is suppressing testosterone production while you rest. That is exactly what this drink does. The drink, it has 4 ingredients. You may have all of them already. Warm, tart cherry juice, magnesium glycinate, dissolved or taken alongside, raw honey, and ashwagandha powder or extract, mixed together in a warm cup, consumed 30 to 45 minutes before bed. That is it. Let me tell you why each ingredient is in this cup and what it does inside a man's body, over 50 within the hour. Tart cherry juice, the deep sleep trigger. Montmorency tart cherries are one of the only significant whole food sources of natural melatonin. But as I explained with the sleep cycle, this is not primarily about falling asleep faster. It is about the quality and depth of the sleep you reach. The natural melatonin in tart cherry juice, combined with its high anthocyanin content, does something that synthetic melatonin supplements do not. It reduces the inflammatory signaling in the brain that keeps men over 50 in lighter sleep stages. A study from Louisiana State University found that men who consumed tart cherry juice twice daily gained an average of 84 additional minutes of restorative sleep. Not total sleep. Restorative sleep. The kind where testosterone is produced. Tart cherry juice also suppresses cortisol activity overnight. The anthocyanins inhibit the same inflammatory pathways that keep cortisol elevated at night. Lower overnight cortisol means the testosterone synthesis that happens during deep sleep is no longer being actively suppressed. Use 4 ounces of 100% tart cherry juice, concentrate, not the cocktail blend with added sugar, pure concentrate. Magnesium glycinate, the mineral. Most men over 50 are missing studies consistently show that over 70% of adults over 50 are deficient in magnesium, and magnesium deficiency has a direct, measurable effect on both testosterone levels and sleep architecture. Magnesium activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and recovery mode that your body needs to enter deep sleep. It regulates GABA receptors, the primary inhibitory neurotransmitters that quiet the nervous system and allow the brain to descend into slow-wave sleep. Without adequate magnesium, GABA cannot do its job efficiently. The brain stays in a lighter, more alert state even when the body is exhausted. A clinical trial published in the journal Biological Trace Element Research found that magnesium supplementation in men over 50 significantly increased testosterone levels alongside improvements in sleep quality. The mechanism is twofold. Magnesium directly supports the enzymatic processes involved in testosterone synthesis, and by improving deep sleep duration, it extends the overnight window where that synthesis occurs. Magnesium glycinate specifically, not oxide or citrate, is the form with the highest bioavailability and the gentlest effect on digestion. 300 to 400 milligrams taken in the evening, dissolved into your warm drink or taken alongside it. Raw. Honey, the overnight testosterone protector. This one surprises most people, but the science is consistent. Raw honey contains a compound called chrysin, a natural flavonoid that has been shown to inhibit the aromatase enzyme. Aromatase converts testosterone into estrogen. After 50, aromatase activity increases in men, accelerating the conversion of available testosterone and further reducing effective levels. Chrysin slows this conversion. Raw honey also provides a small, slow release of glucose overnight. Your liver uses glycogen stores throughout the night to maintain blood sugar. When those stores run low, cortisol is released to compensate. This is one of the reasons many men over 50 wake between 2 and 4 in the morning. Not because they need to, but because a cortisol spike has pulled them out of deep sleep. A teaspoon of raw honey before bed maintains liver glycogen, just enough to prevent this cortisol-driven awakening, keeping you in the deeper sleep stages, where testosterone restoration is happening. 1 teaspoon. Raw, unprocessed honey. Not the processed kind in the bear-shaped bottle. Ashwagandha. The cortisol regulator, ashwagandha is an adaptogenic herb with more clinical research behind it than almost any other plant compound in the context of male hormonal health over 50. A double-blind placebo-controlled study published in the American Journal of Men's Health found that men who took ashwagandha extract daily for 8 weeks increased their testosterone levels by an average of 14.7%. The primary mechanism was not direct testosterone stimulation. It was cortisol reduction. Ashwagandha reduced cortisol levels by 27.9% in the study group. Remember the cycle we discussed. Elevated cortisol suppresses overnight testosterone synthesis. Ashwagandha breaks that cycle directly by lowering the cortisol that is actively working against you while you sleep. It also has a direct effect on sexual function and vitality. Multiple studies have shown improvements in sexual desire, performance, and satisfaction in men over 50 who take ashwagandha consistently. Not through any pharmaceutical mechanism, through the restoration of the hormonal balance that age and chronic stress have disrupted, 300 milligrams of ashwagandha root extract in your evening drink. KSM66 is the most studied extract form, widely available and well tolerated. The full recipe and protocol. Warm 4 ounces of tart cherry juice. Concentrate gently. Do not boil it. Add 8 ounces of warm water. Stir in 1 teaspoon of raw honey until dissolved. Add your ashwagandha extract. Take your magnesium glycinate capsule with the drink, or dissolve a powder form directly in. Drink it 30 to 45 minutes before bed. Consistently, every night. The first thing most men notice within the first week is sleep. Falling into it faster. Staying in it deeper. Waking up without the 2 a.m. eyes wide open. That has become normal. By week 2, the morning energy shift begins. Not the jolt of caffeine, something steadier. The feeling of having actually recovered overnight instead of just having paused. By week 4, the hormonal changes the studies document begin to become something you feel rather than just read about. This drink does not override the biology of aging. Nothing does, but it works with the mechanisms your body already has. The testosterone synthesis that still wants to happen during deep sleep. The cortisol regulation your system still responds to. The restorative capacity that has not disappeared, but has simply been starved of the right conditions. Give your body the right conditions tonight. I am Dr. Alana. If this helped you, share it with a man over 50 who deserves to sleep deeply and wake up strong. I will see you in the next video.